So putting that out, let's just start here at the top. New poll: Romney overtakes Obama on terrorism. This is a Bloomberg poll. Foreign policy results in a new Bloomberg national poll haven't gotten much attention yet, but the survey contains some bad news for the regime. According to this poll, Romney has a 48-42 advantage over Obama on the question of which candidate would be tougher on terrorism. Let's go to the audio sound bites. I want to take you back. This program yesterday, this is what I said. And I've been saying it for days, by the way. But just to remind you. Bottom line here is that Obama knew the attacks on our embassies on the anniversary of 9/11 were planned, and it had nothing to do with the video, and he knew that within 24 hours, if not sooner, of the attack at Benghazi and upon the death of the ambassador. So let's boil it down. What was the theme of yesterday's program? Obama knowingly lied to the American people. Obama created a conspiracy theory and coordinated a campaign of deceit to distract from the truth that affects our national security. This is not an insignificant thing that the President of the United States did. Yes, it is. It is insignificant. Nobody cares. That's the same, and nobody cares because there isn't anybody who could have done better than Obama in trying to revive the economy. And he cares so much. He's working so hard. A Clinton bump. Limbaugh, you know what? You're saying it better than I ever did at the convention. Yeah, and you know, Mr. President, the interesting thing about the Clinton bump is how many people watched that convention? I mean, was it 20 million max? Yeah, but you know what you forget, Limbaugh? I'm one of the most universally beloved people in this country. And you know how often that's been tweeted out? And you know how often it's been YouTubed? I mean, everybody's seen this. I got a call from an oil sheik in Dubai. He thought I'd never look better. I mean, it's all over, Limbaugh. It doesn't matter. Whatever you say, we're going to have a counter for it. Okay, there you go. So Clinton bump. Nobody could have done any better, and he cares, and he's working really hard, and the Romney campaign's a wet noodle, and therefore you need a UFO. That's the only chance Romney's got. That's Tom Brokaw. Meanwhile, Obama's out there lying over and over and over. Susan Rice lied, Hillary Clinton lied, they all lied about this attack, and now the filmmaker is in jail. Have you heard this? They finally got the guy in jail. We are going out of our way to apologize to the Islamist supremacist world. This guy is in jail on a parole violation, something with a fraudulent check. But they've got the guy in jail. And don't believe he's in jail for parole. I mean, that's legalese. That's illegal. They got this guy in jail for the world to see that the United States can and will throw the First Amendment in the trash and will jail somebody who says something that the regime doesn't like. So this lie has been perpetrated, has been told for over a week. Even after it was exposed as a lie, they continued to blame the video. Even Obama at the United Nations continued. The focal point of his speech was the video and how sorry we are. We're going to put up with this kind of stuff. Here's Panetta, Leon Panetta, Secretary of Defense, yesterday in Washington at the Pentagon.
As we determined the details of what took place there and how that attack took place, that it became clear that there were terrorists who had planned that attack.
So Panetta is saying that they all lied. He didn't say it, but he confirms it. Yeah, well, do we determine the details of how that took place? They knew it within 24 hours. They knew within 24 hours that a movie had nothing to do with it. They knew within 24 hours video had nothing to do with it. It was a pre-planned terror attack. And yet they continue to lie. But nobody cares. It's not a big deal. If you are the parents of Chris Stevens, I wonder how all this goes down with you. I mean, your son's dead. 3 other people died with him. There was no protection. There was no security. And for a week or more afterwards, some video nobody's ever seen is blamed for it. And the truth comes out, it was 9/11 related. Therefore, it could have been planned for. There should have been security. Your son's dead. And you hear the President of the United States continue to lie about it. That's okay. I'm sure his parents are loyal Democrats and Obamaites, and he cares about the economy, and nobody could have done better. I'm sure they don't care like nobody else cares. Anderson Cooper last night. Random act of journalism 2 weeks late.
Multiple sources now tell 360 that officials knew this was a terror attack almost from the get-go within 24 hours.
Yeah, Anderson, what was your first clue? Were you able to waltz in there with your CNN crew and grab the ambassador's diary? You believe this is a news network that can't do anything right. And they're getting rid of the president. They don't know what to do with it. They can't do it. They waltz in there 4 days after the attack at Benghazi, and there's our ambassador's diary, and they get it, and they take it, and they read from it, and they televise some of the stuff in his diary. What if you're his parents? I wonder what you think. Well, it doesn't matter. Obama, then nobody can fix this, and he's really trying hard. He cares. Doesn't matter. So here we have random act of journalism 2 weeks after the fact. Multiple sources now tell 360. What the hell's 360? I know, it's a show. It's like the Talking Points memo actually talks. All right, so you have that. We got Jake Tapper. Move over to ABC. Last night on ABC's World News Tonight.
The White House first suggested that the Benghazi attack was spontaneous, the result of that anti-Muslim video inciting mobs throughout the region. But sources tell ABC News that intelligence officials on the ground immediately suspected the attack was not tied to the movie at all. Arousing their suspicion, the fact that the attackers knew where to get Ambassador Stevens after he'd fled to a so-called safe house half a mile away. The building was hit with insurgent mortars, suggesting the terrorists knew what they were doing. Some administration sources tell ABC News they were concerned after the White House began pushing the line that the attack was spontaneous and not the work of terrorists. The White House says assessments have changed over time as intelligence has been confirmed.
You know what the White House is saying? The White House is, no, in fact, it's not the White House. It's somebody going to die of anal poisoning media person who is writing. Well, no. They knew. Of course, we know and now know, and everybody knows that the White House knew. They had to continue to blame the movie for the security of everybody else. That was simply a way to maintain security. Blaming the movie did not incite the terrorists to act anymore. If you'd have blamed them, if we'd have pointed fingers, then they'd gotten madder and maybe done another attack. I mean, this is actually being said. So you just heard Jake Tapper, White House first suggested, sources tell ABC News, officials on the ground immediately suspected the attack. Wasn't tied to the movie at all. And what aroused their suspicion? They knew where the ambassador fled. When did you know? You knew that the next day because we told you here. The ambassador's safe house location was leaked to the mob by the people who went in to supposedly secure our ambassador. They took him to the safe house, then they told the mob where he was. This has all been known for 2 weeks. And here now the drive-by media thinks they've got a scoop. And White House, ABC News was told that they're concerned. Some administration sources concerned after the White House began pushing the line the attack was spontaneous. Oh, you mean like this from Jay Carney on September 24, exactly 2 weeks ago.
Let's be clear. These protests were in reaction to a video that had spread to the region.
At Benghazi?
We certainly don't know. We don't know otherwise. We have no information to suggest that it was a pre-planned attack. The unrest we've seen around the region has been in reaction to a video that many Muslims find offensive.
Now that's Carney answering question from Jake Tapper, who in our previous soundbite admitted that the White House told him they knew immediately that it was a terrorist. So Jay Carney was sent out there to lie. I don't know if it took much effort to get him to lie, but he was sent out there to lie. And he did. At the moment 2 weeks ago, Jay Carney was telling everybody that it was a video. His bosses knew, including the president, that it wasn't a video. They totally concocted this, made it up. And then 2 days later, all over the Sunday shows, they sent Susan Rice, who's our UN ambassador, out. And this is what she said.
It's important to know that there's an FBI investigation that has begun and will take some time to be completed. That will tell us with certainty what transpired. But our current best assessment, based on the information that we have at present, is that in fact what this began as was a spontaneous, not a premeditated response to what had transpired in Cairo.
Right. So Carney lies 2 weeks ago. Susan Rice lies 2 weeks ago Sunday, and they've been lying every day since. They engage in a cover-up. They concocted a phony scenario. What if you're the parents of Chris Stevens? What do you think of all this? Probably marveling, I guess, at how clever Obama is. Now he got away with it. I know, the FBI's not even there investigating. That's why CNN was able to waltz in, go past the crime scene tape, and find the guy's diary. The FBI is not even there yet. They're not even investigating. They don't even care. What else can we conclude? I mean, it's been 2 weeks, 15 days. The FBI is not even there to investigate. They don't even care. They got their political mileage out of this. They established the narrative that it was the video. They had a solid week of doing that, no matter who was protesting and saying it wasn't. They had the world believing it. The U.S. media spreading that it was a video. Now the guy who did the video is in jail. And there's nothing to see here anymore. We move on. Now, it's the economy, and it couldn't be tackled any better by anybody else. The Clinton bump. Democrat National Convention. That's exactly right. Obama cares, Michelle told us. He told us. Biden told us how much Obama cares. Gosh, he doesn't do anything but worry about the economy and jobs. And there isn't anything anybody could have done, folks. There isn't. And over 50% of America believes this. Steve Hayes told me that on TV today. It's what the polls say. It's worked. American people believe nobody could have done any better. I don't know. That's an interesting question. If Morsi, the Muslim Brotherhood guy, wants the filmmaker, will we extradite him? Ha! I mean, the fact that we don't immediately say no is quite telling, isn't it?